Hello and namaste to all of you. This is Jayvin Chalu Singh from Department of Physiotherapy and Diagnosis from Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. So in our previous sections, we talked about vitamin A introduction and the wall visual cycles and the effect of light on our in our lives, colors and light in our lives. So today we'll discuss about the further more biochemical functions of vitamin A. So retinoic acid, it has a role in regulation of gene expression and differentiation of tissues. And all trans retinoic acid and 9-cis retinoic acid, it acts like steroid hormones and they bind to nuclear receptors, which is retinoic acid, along with the receptor bind to response elements of DNA. So retinoic acid receptors, which is RAR, it binds to all trans retinoic acid, while retinoid X receptor, which is RXR, it binds to 9-cis retinoic acid. Now, RXRs will form dimer with vitamin D receptor also, and the impairment of biochemical effects of vitamin D in vitamin A deficiency may be attributed to this relationship. Now, several genes whose expressions are altered by retinoic acid, they are involved in the earliest process of embryogenesis, including the differentiation of three germ layers and organogenesis. So there are more than 100 genes that are directly regulated by retinoic acid through interaction with RAR. Now, retinol is necessary for the reproductive system. So retinol acts like steroid hormones in controlling the expression of certain genes. So this may account for the requirement of vitamin A for normal reproduction. And in vitamin A deficiency, miscarriages are noticed in females, rats, while atrophy of germinal epithelium and sterility are seen in male rats. So there is further antioxidant property. So there is a correlation between occurrence of epithelial cancers and vitamin A deficiency. So the anti-cancer activity, it has been attributed to natural antioxidant property of carotenoids. Fresh vegetables containing carotenoids, they were shown to reduce the incidence of cancer. So beta carotenes, they may be useful in preventing heart attacks. So those who were given beta carotene supplements suffered half as many heart attacks as in the group taking placebo. So vitamin A is necessary for the maintenance of normal epithelium and skin. Now the deficiency manifestation, what are the deficiency manifestations of vitamin A? So firstly, in case of your, it causes night blindness and nyctalopia. So in this case, visual activity is diminished in dim light and the patient cannot read or drive a car in poor light. So the dark adaptation time is increased basically. Next can be your xerophthalmia. So in xerophthalmia, the conjunctiva becomes dry and thick and wrinkled. Now the conjunctiva, it gets keratinized and loses its normal transparency and dryness and spreads to cornea. So it becomes glazy and lustreless. So due to keratinization of corneal epithelium, now infections, they may supersede. Next is your beetroot spot. So in this case, there are, you can see grayish white triangular plaques, which are firmly adherent to the conjunctiva. So this is due to increased thickness of conjunctiva in certain tissues, and all the ocular changes mentioned so far are completely reversible when vitamin is supplemented. Next pathology can be of keratomalacia. So when xerophthalmia persists for a long time, it progresses to keratomalacia, which is called softening of cornea. So there is degeneration of corneal epithelium, which may get vascularized, and later corneal opacity is developed, and bacterial infection, it can lead to corneal ulceration, perforation of cornea, and total blindness. Next is your preventable blindness. So the deficiency of vitamin A is the most common cause of blindness in Indian children below the age of 5. So 1/3 of world's blind population is residing in India, and about 40% of blindness is preventable. So vitamin A deficiency is a major public health problem, and a single dose of vitamin A is given as a prophylactic measure to the children below 1 year of age. Now, skin and mucous membrane lesions. So, in follicular hyperkeratosis or pyoderma, it will result from hyperkeratinization of the epithelium lining the follicles. So, the skin becomes rough and keratinizing metaplasia of epithelium of respiratory, gastrointestinal, and genitourinary tract have been observed. So the epithelium is atrophied and keratinization of urinary tract epithelium, it may lead to urinary calculi. Now the alteration in skin may cause increased occurrence of generalized infections. So therefore, in old literature, vitamin A is referred to as anti-inflammatory vitamins. Now, isoretinol, which is a vitamin variant of vitamin A, it is known to reduce the sebaceous secretions. Hence, it is used to prevent acne formation during adolescence. So, what are the basic causes of vitamin A deficiency? First, number one can be your most general decreased intake. Secondly, in case of an obstructive jaundice, which causes defective absorption. Thirdly, in case of the cirrhosis of liver, which will lead to reduced synthesis of retinol binding protein. Next can be a case of your severe malnutrition, where amino acids are not available for RBC synthesis. Next can be case of your chronic nephrosis, where RBC is excreted through urine. Now, next comes your assessment of deficiency. So, dark adaptation test, which is the time required to adapt the eye to see objects in dim light, and it is increased in vitamin A deficiency. So, the RBP or retinol binding level in serum is decreased. Now, vitamin A in serum is decreased. So, the colorimetric measurement is based on Carr and Price reaction. So, the retinoids, they are made to react with antimony trichloride to give blue color. Now, vitamin A, it may be directly measured by spectrophotometry, and it has maximum absorption at 325 nanometer. Now, so normal blood levels of vitamin A is 25 to 50 micrograms per deciliter. Now, what is the daily requirement of vitamin A or RDA for vitamin A? So, in children, 400 to 600 micrograms per day is required, while in men, it's 750 to 1000 micrograms per day. In women, it's 750 micrograms per day, whereas in case of pregnancy, it's 1000 micrograms per day. So, what is the main source of vitamin A? So, animal sources include milk, butter, cream, cheese, egg yolk, and liver. Fish liver oils such as cod liver oil and shark liver oil, they are a very rich source of vitamin. And vegetable sources such as yellow pigment beta carotene. Carrot contains significant quantities of beta carotene. Papaya, mango, pumpkin, green leafy vegetables, spinach. They are very good source of vitamin A activity. So during cooking, the activity is not destroyed. So what is the therapeutic use of vitamin A? So when deficiency of vitamin A is identified, supplementation is given as capsules or injections, and therapeutic dose is generally 20 to 50 times higher than the RDA. And all trans-retinoic acid is used as an adjuvant in the treatment of promyelocytic leukemia, and it causes remission due to its effect on differentiation of cells. Now, what is hypervitaminosis A or toxicity? So, excessive intake, it can lead to toxicity since the vitamin is stored, and it has been reported in children where plants have been overzealous in supplementing the vitamins. Eskimos, they refrain from eating the liver of polar bears due to its high vitamin A content. So symptoms of toxicity include anorexia, irritability, headache, peeling of skin, drowsiness, and vomiting. So some of these signs are used to increase intracranial tension. So sometimes swelling over long bones, that is your bony exostosis, it may occur with painful bones, and enlargement of liver is also seen in children. So higher concentration of retinol increases lysosomal enzymes, which will lead to cellular death. Now, hypercarotenemia, it can result from persistent excessive consumption of food rich in carotenoids, and the skin becomes yellow, but no stain of sclera, as in jaundice, is seen. So that was all about vitamin A and its deficiency and the dietary sources that we require and the causes of vitamin A. So, and what are the different deficiency manifestations, which I talked about today. So, for next, we'll go through vitamin D in our next sections. So, until then, if you have any doubts, you can contact me. So, until then, take care and goodbye.